What I love about this film is its the sense of pleasure. You know, these guys are having massages, baths, good sex. What is like being a god?
That's what you hope it would be like, right? Really?
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
I like that. I like how you view that. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, and then you ruined the whole thing. It was going really well in the beginning for Horus, and then
everybody was having a little too much fun for my liking.
I know. Yeah.
Well, but it is an interesting point. Is what do you do with that power? What do you do with that length of life? What do you do with that kind of uber masculinity? You know, do you deal with it selfishly, or do you deal with it egotistically? And part of that's what I thought was charming about the gods is they're just like big kids in a way, you know, like they try to do good, but maybe they drink too much, they're a little too full of themselves, you know, they're having a little too much fun, but they're not nasty. Well, maybe I am, but the rest of them, I kind of found the gods really quite charming in a way, you know, and able to learn. That's really part of this journey.
These gods, they seem like they could use a therapist.
Yeah.
What's your god's problem?
Well, he is full of himself. Horus. When we meet him, he's lived this life, sheltered, privileged. You know, he doesn't really understand. He doesn't care about understanding the world he lives in because he's just having a great old time. And then suddenly, he's forced to take therapy, I guess. His uncle gives him some lessons in life. I guess, yeah, you're right. They need therapy, but it's also what does it mean to rule? I mean, if you have responsibility, is it just all about your own pleasure, or is it about making sure that everyone's having a good time?
I always felt like Horus was more like a kind of a trust fund kid, you know, where he just had things a little too easy, and I was never given that pleasure, which I'm not. And then there's the dangers of abandoning your son or neglecting your son, which is what I'm dealing with, and I'm going to teach the world a lesson because I'm furious. But I do actually think that the two of us could have done with some serious therapy in the movie. But that's also what's great about it is what do you learn when forced to confront a situation? Because through that hardship and standing in the face of adversity, Horus has to learn an awful lot. Yeah. You know, it's too late for Sid. He's too far gone.
He's gone.
How do you like playing these superheroes in this amazing fantasy world?
No, but it was fun. I mean, it was fun. I'd never done an action movie like this in this scale, and then I thought that whole part of it was just a great ride. You know, we did a lot of wire work. You get to fly. You get to. I mean, I just loved it. As the kid in me was like having the best time he'd ever had. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I got to fly a chariot with scarab beetles, and you go, I'm probably just going to be sitting in the ground, and they'll build it all around. Yeah, don't worry, Gerard, we'll fix that out. But no, they stuck me up in the air in a chariot, swinging my hammer, flying through with these visuals behind me that were still pretty crude at the time, but it did feel like I was flying through the sky with armies below me, and I'm like, yeah, I could get into this. I like hitting up 8, 9 guys at a time. So it was a blast. It's like he says, the big kid in you comes out.
Yeah.